Okay, are you done being
Done
ridiculous?
waiting? Yeah, obviously.
Welcome to another episode of Nightmare Road. I, of course, am one of your hosts, Decon, here with the smoker of the cosmos.
Wow. The Oracle. I hope Amanda watches that.
And so today is a special episode. It is
Sorry.
well, this is technically it's not yet, it's the day before, but it's gonna be Reformation Day.
Reformation Day?
Yeah.
Why Reformation?
Reformation Day was when Martin Luther he went and he nailed the 76 Thesis to the Catholic Church, and that's when the split was in that region between Protestants and Catholics.
What the? Are we changing the subject?
And it's also
I have
All
never been
Saints
more confused.
Day.
Yeah, I've never been more confused in my life. But go on,
All Saints Day, the
please.
day that we stop and then we remember and we think about the martyrs of Christianity, all the saints that have died, and we commemorate them and we leave treats.
What? And
And for those of you that don't know, it's also Halloween.
thank you.
So Halloween, such an interesting history, you know.
Yeah, all right. I watched a few things this week on it.
And you didn't catch the All Saints Day? How dare you?
No, because I was watching it while I was working. I was multitasking.
So
Sorry,
anyway, so
I do
with
have a life.
so they believe in ancient history, not that ancient, like Celtic era. So this would
It's pretty ancient.
no, this is AD. So this is like maybe 1200, 1300s.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
No, ancient history is like BC.
It's
Anyway,
still a long time. Anyway,
so anyway, so these people, these tribal people would come around, right? And then they would be around the campfire because around this time is when, the harvest is over. Now they're kind of beginning to get ready for winter when everything dies. So they had their bonfires, right? They had their little fires.
yes.
And what would happen is bats were attracted to the insects that would go and what's wrong?
Your dog is not liking what you're talking about right now.
You have to go to the bathroom? What's wrong with you? And now the cat's starting in. Anyway, so so they would have their campfire, right? And then bats would become attracted to the bugs that were around the light of the campfire.
Hmm.
So what ended up happening was they've never really seen a bat, like because they had no light, they had no electricity, so they couldn't see bats. So they didn't know what it was. So they would just see the of like the flying of the bat like going through.
Bats are so cool.
And they assumed that these were spirits. So then they're like, this is the veil of the spirit world thinning out,
Hmm.
and these are all spirits that were coming through.
Yep.
So what they began doing is they had they're like, what if these spirits are angry at us? You know, so they're like, we need to make them happy. So what some tribes would do is they would go and take their horses, take their cattle, and then set them on fire while they were alive to please the spirits. And then they're like, it's still not enough. So take your favorite slaves and then they would go and they would take their favorite slaves and then throw them into the fire.
So
And
terrible.
so then that's where we get the term bonfire. It's I think it's Germanic. It comes from bone fire because the bones would catch fire, and then that's what was going on. So then they would start like basically setting their animals and their favorite slaves on fire because they're like,
It's so horrible. Like,
well, it's
what?
they didn't know better. Does that make sense? It's like, well, they thought they
No,
were.
they didn't. It's just
So
so crazy to think about.
so then they started like, you know, well, if this isn't working because we're still getting, these spirits that are coming through, we need to organize a Geist. And a Geist is where we get the term disguise from. So then they would like dress up in masks and costumes to like fool these spirits for them to think like we're one of you. What ended up happening was, and this is in one region, by the way, like I think there's more to this story, but I'm covering one region, mostly around the Celts. So then eventually the Christians of the era came around and they found these people, right? And they found these people like sacrificing these animals and sacrificing these people. And then they're like, yeah, you guys shouldn't do that.
They're like a little crazy. You need to calm down.
But they're saying like, why were you doing this? And they're saying like, well, because the spirits and blah, blah, blah. And then they were like, well, what if instead of killing these people, you set up treats and offerings to them? Like maybe that will please, whatever. So then some of them saw it like a moment of teaching. Other people saw it like we can actually spread Christianity through these things and talk to these people about it. It's like, hey, you guys like remembering your ancestors. What if you remember, and that was one way of doing it. Just one way. So yeah, so that's through the holiday. So anyway, but I will say this. A lot of people that practice things like sorcery will say that around this time is when they feel like their magic is okay. So to perform magic or rituals or spells and all these things, it's kind of like a give and take. It does take energy, right?
Oh my God, yes, it does.
To do spells, but around this time is when they feel like it's easier. It's almost like there's so much energy around it doesn't require that much. And there's where their belief comes where their ancestors, spirits from the other side, the thin veil, actually they're helping, So you have a type of witch out there. They're ancestral witches. And ancestral witches, they kind of like they rely on a lot of their ancestors for spells, but they wait for this time for them to like do the big ones, because this is when it's easier for them. So they wait. So a lot of people and ancestral witches are not just like in places like Ireland and Scotland. You find them through all around the world. That's what's interesting. And what's funny is in places like, South and Central America, there are ancestral witches there. And but at the end of the harvest, some people will kind of find these witches, and then they'll give them like an offering, almost like, okay, if I ever pissed you off throughout the year, because they know like this is the moment where they begin to fuck shit up. So they will actually like get their harvest and things like that, and they give it to them like, hey, we're friends, right? We're cool. Yeah, we're cool. All right, we're awesome. Well, here you go. Here's some food. Here's some stuff. You go about your day.
That's
you
funny.
You have a good day, and then they fucking leave. Because there is people that do hold grudges, and then they wait, and it's very patient.
Oh yeah.
And then here's the time. So for all you people, behave yourselves. So I'm gonna ask you the question: what does this time of the year mean to you?
I think it's almost the opposite for me.
What do you mean?
This time of year makes, how can I say this? So how they say the quote unquote witching hour.
Yeah.
That's when that hits me the hardest. Is
Oh,
this
okay.
time of year. So having energy, extra energy to do spells, opposite for me.
Um.
I almost feel like I'm overcrowded.
Okay.
So
That's
this time of year is when I'm just like, I'm just tired.
You're just tired all the time. And also, I wonder. So, can you tell the audience here what type of mm, witch would you call yourself?
Cosmic. You know that.
And well, I know that, but I'm doing this for the audience in case they don't know. So, around this time, especially in the region that you reside in, around this time is when there's more clouds, there's more this, and then the winter comes,
Mhm.
and then the sky is covered, and you can, you think that has something to do with it too, because it's like holy shit,
Probably.
like it's almost like you're cut off from one of like your main sources, right? Like from your main.
Hmm.
So what do you
Like I
do?
know I can still get that energy somewhat, but it's not the same though.
Yeah, that's why I think a lot of not just cosmic witches, but some of them that which I think that they feel a little bit drained somewhat, but not as much as cosmic witches, which are very few. What they do is they have certain totems, they have certain things that they spend the whole year like charging
Hmm.
up, right? And they'll charge it up, they'll set it out there in full moons, they have moon water, they have all these things, and it's almost like they're
Yep.
almost like how bears do for like the winter, how they're over there and they're like engorging themselves with all kinds of stuff, just so that they, you know what I mean, just so they can go like into hibernation. I wonder if it's like the same concept, they're over there, or like
Hold
or like
on.
or like ants, how ants like before the winter comes, they just go and they stock up food.
Oh.
Are you okay?
Hmm.
Anyway, so
You just definitely proved your point. It's fine.
so it yeah, so it is one of those things where you do have to prepare. So like, is that something that you do? Like, do you prepare? What?
I have 4 or 5 different containers over there with different moon waters in them that I'm saving.
You just at that point you're kind of like damn, what is
Um,
that movie with the girl that's dancing and then she sits in a chair and like the water like falls on her. You know what I mean? Yeah, I could like picture you like dancing around and then like you do
when
that in
you
the
say
chair
that,
and
I
you
just
like
think of the TikToks when they do.
and yeah, you go ahead and then you lay down like
Oh,
that and the fucking moon water hits you and you feel
I don't
refreshed.
think there's that much over there. Calm down.
Just and then you recycle it, you with squeegee and you're getting it back like as much of it back into the jar or whatever
There's
the hell it is
not
again.
that much.
Why? I think that you would have a kiddie pool out there just filled with the stuff.
No. Okay, so every time I do moon water, I'm putting it in a clean jar.
Hold
I
on,
can't talk
producer,
words.
can you clean that up? Okay, thank you.
Anyways, I put it in a clean jar with one of my crystals and lids on it. That's how it's charged. That majority of that moon water goes into my water.
So you just pour it in there. Oh damn! You know what? You ever seen what the fuck is that
It's
show?
constantly charged.
Oh man, they
No, but
used to.
I have a little Doppler thing that I use, and I get a little bit of the moon water out and I put it in another thing.
Oh, it's gonna be. You ever seen that movie where the vampires were? It's like post-apocalyptic and like there's almost no people, so Daybreakers, I think it
Twilight.
is. No, not Twilight. What the hell's wrong with you? I think it's called Daybreakers or something, and how they have people that sell
Oh,
coffee and they ration the blood because there's like almost no people left. You
I
know,
haven't seen that movie in a long time.
but they get like the coffee and it's like, oh, can I get a couple drops of blood? You know, the guy's like, oh, and it's like rationing it. Is it like that? You just pour a little bit
Go.
in your see, that's smart. I didn't even think of that. But then again, I don't do any of
Well,
that
and
stuff.
then I thought about collecting moon water in this new moon dust jar thingy that I got from the secondhand store. Didn't realize when I bought it that it's sealed.
It's sealed.
Yeah, let me show you. I did not realize that it was sealed, so I don't know if I want to open it. Like, there's nothing in it, it's empty.
It's
But you
just
still don't know what was put in it
what was put in
because
it.
it
Hold it
is
up to the.
sealed.
Oh, okay. Hold it up to the camera.
Like, it's completely sealed.
Oh, that's interesting. What if you open it and you like release something that was trapped in there? Like, imagine there's like an evil force, and then they use spells to trap it in there, and it's just like that movie Wishmaster, where they break open that diamond and that
Wow,
gin
really?
comes out. You never know. What do I know?
Well, that makes me nervous because when I saw this, when I was at the thrift store, it was like no hesitation. It was instant grab, instant buy.
Oh, maybe. Oh, there may be nothing in it. I don't know. Maybe there's something cool.
Or
in
I'm
there.
just attracted to things with the devil in it. Who knows? It's fine.
You think there's a
Oh, I
devil
still
in
have
there?
the price tag on it.
Oh yeah. Well, what a steal! Um,
$8.
you
I
could
paid
probably
$8 for this.
you could probably sell that online. It's like, oh, and it's inhabited by a demonic entity. So it
I paid $8 for an empty glass jar.
do you
What
have
a ripoff.
do you have totems?
Yeah, I do. Oh, one's in my purse in my car though.
So yeah, so the totems can get charged. You can have them. It's almost like how would you describe them? They're almost like a slow drip of energy. You know,
There's this one. Well, it's nah, this one's not really a totem though. My totem's in the car. I'm not
yeah,
gonna go out and grab it. That one my totem stays in my purse.
yeah, that's a good one. If you
It
hold that
doesn't
up,
come out.
yeah, that one's pretty good. That's it's like you ever have a power bank for like your cell phone? That's what a thing is for. It's also excellent for hexing and all that kind of stuff because you can pull in energy and then fill it up with negative energy. So yeah, there's so much stuff. So it's kind of cool because this episode is supposed to be like Halloweenish, but it looks like we're talking more about like sorcery prepping. Like, how do you prep? Like doomsday preppers. It's like sorcery
Oh,
prepping.
I have yeah, I have all sorts of stuff over there.
But
I have 2 altars in my bedroom. That's how ridiculous I am. But I know other people have like altars in every room. I just
yeah,
can't
well,
do that.
some people even dedicate a room just to.
Oh, if I had the space, I would have an entire room
You could dedicate a
in a
closet,
second.
like a Santeria closet.
I am not changing my closet into that. I need that for my clothes.
Build another one. You can't build another closet.
You've been to my house. Where the hell am I going to build another closet in this place?
It's easy. Take out a wall.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah, well, we all have our sacrifices. Anyway,
Why
so
don't you bring your expertise and you can build an add-on to my house? Oh, you know what you could do? Yes, I'm talking to you.
me? Who, me?
You're going to take my back porch and you're going to enclose it.
Enclose it?
Yeah, I know you have the skills. So you're going to enclose my back porch and it's going to be my new podcast / witch room.
All right, I'll look at it, I'll map it out, and then I will send you a bill with the estimates. It's like, okay, this is how much it's going to cost. Anyway, so what is wrong with you, cat? This is also the time of the year when cats begin to act weird, I think because they sense a lot of extra stuff. So have you ever experienced anything, you know, supernatural on a Halloween?
I don't think I have on Halloween.
What about around Halloween? Because I think it's supposed to be 10 days, like before and after, where you kind of the veil is thin and you could go
My
ahead.
Grammy died on Halloween.
Oh shit. Well, there's that. Way to
We
crash
go
there.
dark. Sorry.
Way to crash.
That's all I can think of, though. No, so like I know a lot of people who do podcasts like me and you do, people who like spooky stuff like we do, etc. Like they go to haunted houses, they do all this other Halloween fall shit. I really don't. I kind of sit home. I'm a bit of a homebody, so nothing really happens.
Get out of here.
Like I can't think of any experiences that I have centered around Halloween. In all honesty, have you?
Around how well I will say this. Okay, I believe, and now I have to pay attention to see if this is an actual thing, but I believe I get more nightmares around Halloween.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to like now pay attention and kind of see, because that's like I think I'm like, man, I really have a fucked up dream,
Yeah.
and it's around Halloween. So now I think if I pay attention, so
I almost feel like I need to pay attention now.
it's so weird. Like, do you have any friends that are parts of the dark arts?
No.
Oh,
I do not actually. Surprisingly, no.
you can't think of one?
Do you realize where we're located?
You can't think of one?
I feel like you're hinting at something and I'm not getting it.
This is all just getting really messy. So
Oh, is it? Wait.
that'll be interesting. Now you're gonna have to have a conversation. Really? So
Was messy the hint?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Jeez.
Sorry. Oh, colorful moment.
No, so no, it's fine. So that'll be interesting. You're gonna have to have a conversation. Uh-huh.
Can we cut that?
I'll see. I'll ask our producer. So no, so it's just one of those things where a lot of people have experienced like the type of like paranormal stuff around this time, and I think it's a lot of sensitive people, that they like all year round they're fine, but it's like around this time that things just get loud. They begin to notice things more moving around. But I wonder if it has something to do with the fact that the veil is thinner, or is it that like maybe this time, whatever the hell is out there kind of like strengthens their abilities, if that makes sense.
I almost want to say it's a mix of both.
Damn, that would be like, to imagine being what the hell are those people called? I can't think right now.
A
Messi was,
medium?
yes. Imagine being a medium around this time. How loud do you think that is?
I couldn't do it.
There has to be like a line, like you're at a Cypress Hill like concert porta potty, and you're out there just like
Yeah,
trying to get in there. You know what I'm trying to
Oh,
say?
yes, but I would not want to be in that line or in that porter potty.
Well, if you're dead and you're like, well, this is the only opportunity for me to say something and somebody could hear me, and you haven't talked to anybody in a long time. This cat is
Is that
freaking out.
your cat?
Yeah. He's yeah. That's the cat. He's trying to say something, and I'm like, dude, just get out of here.
Well,
So
he has something to say about Halloween too.
what do you have to say about Halloween? No, when I was trying to fight Roland. Anyway,
Good kitty.
so no, so okay. So have you ever like growing up, did you celebrate Halloween?
Oh, heck yes. We trick-or-treated every year. No, Halloween was the freaking best. Because
Because
I was in one of those neighborhoods. It was like in the shape of a U.
like a cul-de-sac?
Yes, I lived in a cul-de-sac. And so we had that whole cul-de-sac, and then my dad would pile us all up in his truck, and then we would drive around to all of my uncles and aunts' house and trick or treat at their house too. So we hit the mother load every year.
I remember growing up, we would do the trick or treating. We would do like I remember all the like festivities that they had at school and
Mhm.
elementary school and all those kind of
Yep.
things in California, not in El Salvador. In El Salvador, there's only a very small like area where they do celebrate Halloween, and that's in a place called Izalco, land of the witches. That's like the only that's like the only
Yay.
time when they actually have Halloween. But here's what's interesting is in that region, Halloween is celebrated 5 times a year. It's not just once. So, and they have everything
Wow.
from they have parades, they have all kinds of things. So,
5 times?
mhm. So,
That's the most incredible thing I've ever heard in my life.
but going back to California, I remember one year we went to school with our
Oh
costumes,
God.
and my older brother, he was a pirate. I think I told this story, but before, but he was a pirate, and he went to school, and then they called my mother, and they're like, "You have to come pick up da 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 because why? What happened? You put his earring on the gay side." So so you had to come into school and like unclip his earring and just put it on the other side because this is the
no.
90s, right? And it's like, oh, you're gonna put it on the gay
Oh my God, that's
side.
terrible.
So then she had to go fix it. But then I remember we were just ready. We were just preparing. We're like, damn, as soon as we get out of here, we're gonna hit the streets and we're gonna
Hell
go
yeah.
trick or treating. And
hmm
but there were certain places where you could go. So so to go trick or treating. I remember one year we were trick or treating and then this crackhead comes up to us and he was like,
Oh,
"Hey." He's like, "Hey man, I got all this candy for a quarter. I'll give you this big
poor
bag of
Corbin.
candy for a quarter." Well, he was a crackhead. He didn't care. So I just remember that we were all like, "Does anybody have a quarter?" And my friend's like, "I have a quarter." And he gave us this giant bag of candy. He probably like either took from
Yeah,
some kid.
crack infused in it.
No, a crackhead would never sell anything with crack in it because he would have eaten that through his eyes. Like,
Eating that through his
so, but I just remember just memories like that, and I just remember how cool it was because you were wearing a mask, and I was such a bastard that
Oh, I got so into Halloween growing up.
I was like, no one can see my face. I can go get in trouble, And I just remember just one year I was a vampire and I went to the supermarket, because supermarkets did little things here and there. And somebody's like, "Oh, you look like Chiqui Dracula." And Chiqui Dracula was like this vampire from like this Mexican film from like the 1980s. So
Oh my God, that's adorable.
so I remember that I had like yeah, this stupid like vampire costume that I thought looked cool. then I look, oh, you bastard. I thought I looked cool.
Oh,
And
that's
then,
so funny.
so I remember I had flour like in my pocket, you know, and
Why?
because I thought that when I was a kid that if I had flour in my pocket, I could reach in and go and like do like the whole like smoke thing and I could disappear, you know. And I just remember that I remember that I went and I threw it in the air and it had clumped together so it didn't like go all cloudy. Instead, it just like fell down in clumps. It got my friend in the
Oh
eye. It
my.
was this whole thing, and we got kicked out of the supermarket. Anyway, so I just remember the stupid memories like that. And then I remember that we went to this house, and this was all unsupervised, by the way. This is unsupervised in Los Angeles. So anyway, I just remember just trick or treating in this area. It was such a bad, and I remember there was this apartment that we went into, and I remember there was like this older guy, and he was telling us like, "Oh, come on, kids, I have candy. Come inside. Just come inside. I have a big bowl of candy."
Just come inside,
Just come
guys.
inside. And then my friend Denny
Hey.
was like, oh, okay. And I was like, no, let's not go in there. And he goes, why? And I was like, imagine if he can't find it and then we have to sit there and we're missing out on more trick or treating. And he's like, you're right. I'm like, let's go. So we ended up leaving. We're like, oh, no, thanks. So then we ended up leaving. Looking back now, and I'm like, how stupid. You know, like, so that was the reasoning
Wow.
behind it. So then I also
Wait, you were trick or treating in LA by yourself?
no, I was with my friend Denny.
But your kids in
Yeah,
LA
yeah,
in the 90s
yeah.
on the street. Okay.
Anyway,
What?
so then I remember
How are
that,
you alive?
you know, a lot of people will say that. A lot of people will say, like, you know, wow, you're from Los Angeles, you're doing all these things. And I will say that when you grow up in places like El Salvador, places like Los Angeles seems like a suburb.
Okay.
And yes, a lot of people are like, oh man, like Los Angeles was tough. And it's like, I lived in El Salvador. You know, like somebody once described a journalist lived in El Salvador for a year, and he said if there was 10 serial killers loose in El Salvador, no one would notice. You know, like that's how there was an average of like 70 murders a day before Bukele cleaned it up.
Okay.
So anyway, I just remember stuff like that. And I remember we had a plan that we would enact. We're like, okay, we're gonna go here, and then we're gonna go to the liquor store, and then after the liquor store, you're gonna go back here. And because in Los Angeles, liquor stores were just stores. Anybody, it wasn't specifically like not over the eight, no, but in small liquor store, they would play dice behind it, you know, and yeah, and it was owned.
Hmm.
I'll never forget this. There was a guy that owned it. His name was, I'm gonna name drop. I don't even, he might not be alive
Do
anymore.
it.
His
Name
name
drop.
his name was Harpreet and Harpreet Singh. And
That's a cool name.
Harpreet Singh. And I just remember he's like, oh, what are you kids today? You know, and he was like asking these questions.
Oh,
And
that's so awesome.
what are you kids today? And he says, do you want to see my mask? And he would put it on, and he had on, this was I think the first Scream was about to come out. And
Oh, hell yeah.
those masks were everywhere because there was actually a murder that happened. And they used a mask that the Scream mask is based off of this murder, like in real life. And then from
Hmm.
there, they had this mask. Anyways, he's like, "Look at my mask," and he had it, and it was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." And then he said something like, "If you can run back and forth from here and collect all the candy, you get to have a free mask." And I was like, "All right," so we're doing it. We're running back and forth, and then
Oh my.
I won, and I got this brand new mask in the packaging still, and I just remember putting it on, and the brand new mask smell hits you, where it's just like it's cool, and you're like, damn, this is like, it's like the new car smell, which I've never experienced, but the new
We
masks.
inhale all this plastic
Yeah,
fumes.
the new mask smell. Like I look back now and I'm like, I wonder if that's what caused brain damage in me. Just inhaling this mask, you know? And
Probably.
and so I remember
Probably why
just
we all have problems.
I remembered, yeah, I was just inhaling that mask. I just remember that everybody got into it. This guy was like giving away masks for like little contest that he held in his liquor store. There used to be a place that we used to go rent movies. It was called Video Bongo, you know, and
Video bongo.
yeah, it was owned by Asians. It was owned by Asians, and I remember that for Halloween they had like a scary movie special like VHS, and it's like, and I just remember that they're like, we have special on the movie Massacre of Texas, you know, and then you're like, oh, okay, and
Massacre of
you know,
Texas.
so and they would just do shit like that, and I remember they got into it. They would like decorate the fuck out of the store, just like all kinds of Halloween decorations. This place was also cool because for your birthday, if you told them, I just remember that my dad would take us there, and I remember that if you told them it was your birthday, like it's my, even if it wasn't, they never checked, but even if it
How
wasn't your
could
birthday,
they check?
you'd be like, it's my birthday, and then they would look at you, and the guy would go, happy birthday, one free rental, and then he like let you rent a movie for free, and he happy birthday.
Oh my.
I just remember that kind of shit, like happy. And I remember Hocus Pocus had come out, and I was like,
Favorite movie.
do you have Hocus Pocus?" And the guy goes, "Hokey Pokey? No, no Hokey Pokey." And I was like, "Oh, okay." He didn't know what the hell it was, you know.
Oh, that's what my daughter used to call it, was hokey pokey.
Hokey Pokey? No Hokey Pokey. Anyway,
Oh, that's
eventually,
amazing.
Video Bongo burned down. So,
Oh,
and it became like a clinic or something after that. I'm not sure. Then there was another video store we started going to because that one burned down. I remember that place was shitty. It was owned by Armenians, and they were kind of like, they're pretty fucking mean. And what's interesting is the guys that owned Video Bongo were also rooftop Koreans. You know what a rooftop Korean is?
no.
So during the LA riots, they started burning down businesses and then looting. So all these Asian people got together, Koreans, as a community, and they went on the roofs of their businesses with rifles and they started shooting looters.
Sorry, my cat's kicking where my computer's sitting and making my computer move.
No, it's
Stop
fine.
it.
So we'll just call it paranormal. So yeah, so then these Koreans hopped on the roof of their businesses and they started shooting looters. There's actually footage of that. It's amazing. Rooftop Koreans, you see them, and they have those big like glasses from like the 90s that were like big squares on their face, and they had on like
With the big thick rims.
yeah, the big thick rims, and they had like a cigarette in their mouth, and they had
that's
like
so cool.
and they had the like this, and they had the firearm. And there's a scene, you can look it up on YouTube. There's a scene where the Crips actually showed up to one of the businesses and they start exchanging gunfire with an owner, and the owner's shooting at them, and eventually they run off. The Crips are like, yeah, fuck this, and they end up running.
How has this episode gone?
But no. The point I'm trying to make is that like these people were super into like, they were like into Halloween because they saw it as American, but it was so bizarre. I remember one year we went into Video Bongo, and the guy was dressed, and he had like the fake. You remember those fake teeth that you'd like put a quarter in, like, and you'd wear it, you put it
Oh yeah,
on, and then they would stink after a day
the
because you're all
vampire teeth.
vampire teeth, and you're walking
Yeah,
around
it's
with them.
like fills with your spit and shit,
Yeah,
and you're
and
just
then
like
you're
drooling all day.
walking, and then you're like and then
So gnarly.
you eat something, and then like it gets in there, and you're fucking
Gross.
because kids are
Ew.
fucking gross. So anyway, I remember I went in there one year, and the guy was sitting there, and it was so funny. These people, I can live to be 100. So I remember I go in there, and he's standing there behind the counter like that, and then he had on the fake vampire teeth. Right, he had on his fake vampire teeth. He had his glasses, and he had his hair like slick back, and he was dressed like Drake. He had a garbage bag cape, you know, a garbage bag cape, and he had a cigarette in his mouth. He was on the counter, and we went in there like trick or treat. And but I remember this was on a time when I didn't speak very much English, so I didn't know what trick or treat was or how you said it. So I went in there and I said trick or treat, like trick or treat, like because I was fucking stupid. So I was like,
Oh man. What was your favorite Halloween costume that you ever wore?
okay, I had two. Okay, um,
Ew.
yeah, okay. So I went to the Salvation Army one year, and I
Hell
found
yeah.
and this is like not even around Halloween. I just went there and they just had this. They had a Terminator mask where you put it on. It was a big rubber mask that you put on, and it had like Arnold's face, and it had like it was like half Terminator,
Oh
and it had like these little
my
slits
God.
underneath the eyes so that you can see out. And I remember there's probably a picture of me out there like wearing this. But so I was out there, and
That would be
it looked
weird.
like I looked like Danny DeVito as a Terminator because I was so short and I had this thing. And but we never like we only did the masks or the makeup. We never bought like the full on like full costume. We either made the rest ourselves or we just like
Oh,
or so there was a picture of me wearing like I'm standing like this, what looks like a Freddy Krueger sweater almost. I'm standing there like
hell
this with like
yeah.
a Terminator mask, and I'm just standing there, and I that was one of my second favorite costume was because there was a costume contest in school, and I didn't dress up that year. So
Oh,
because I didn't dress up, I was asked like, "What do you?" And I had to come up with something quick. And they're like, "What are you supposed to be for Halloween? What is your costume?" And the teacher's like, "You don't have a costume this year." And I wanted the prize was Twinkies, a little packet of Twinkies for best costume. And
wow.
I was
What a
like,
prize.
well, I mean, everybody was poor. You got to remember, this is an impoverished area. So, like, so just shit like
That's
that.
sad.
So I was like, I want those fucking Twinkies. So I remember that when they asked me, like, what are you supposed to be for Halloween? And the teacher, her name was Miss Fuerte. Again, God bless that lady. I put that lady through so much shit.
Poor
Um,
lady.
yeah, poor lady. So she was like, "You don't have a costume? Like, no tienes un disfraz?" And I said, I am wearing one. And she's like, "What's your costume?" I said, "I'm Bruce Banner. Don't make me angry." You know?
That was your favorite costume. Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah, because I wasn't dressed. I just said, like, yeah, that's who I am. Oh no, I'm not the Hulk. I'm Bruce Banner. Don't get me
Wow.
don't get me angry. Like, I'll turn into the Hulk. So that was my costume. I was just me. But if you piss me off, I'll turn into the Hulk. So I was like, I'm Bruce Banner. Don't get me angry. And I ended up
Cute.
winning because I think that she knew I made it up on the spot, and I think she felt sorry for me.
Oh my God, you are the weirdest person on the planet.
I'm yeah,
Why are
I
you
was
like
I was such a piece of shit when I was in school. That
I mean, I was an asshole, but
I'll tell you.
I couldn't go too crazy.
So when I found out that the teachers couldn't hit us, that was over. I was like, wait, you're not gonna hit me? You can't, because my parents would beat the shit out of me. Right? Like that's just how you grew up. My mom broke so many broomsticks across my back growing up as a
Oh my
kid
God, that's
that
terrible.
oh, that's Hispanic. So like you just assume that everybody gets beat. So anyways, when I found out that teacher couldn't hit, that was game over. I was like, so am I listening to you? You can't hit me.
Oh my.
Okay, whatever. So I remember one day I was sitting in class, and this has nothing to do with Halloween, by the way. This just shows
No, it does.
how stupid I was. And the teacher was like, did you want to come up here and write out a sentence? And she said all this in Spanish, by the way. You want to come up here and write a sentence on the board? And I said, I can't. And then she said, why? I said, because it makes me go all twisted because I think there's something wrong with me. And then, so then she said,
What?
get up here and write this phrase on the board. So then I went, and I started twisting myself around like, and I just kind of like laid there on the chair like this, all twisted up, like I was mangled, like I warned.
Oh wow.
Like I warned her. Like I warned you. I can't
What an excuse.
because it makes me do this. And I remember they called my mom. And by the way, we didn't even own a car. So we walked everywhere.
Oh
So
my.
only my dad had a car and he used that to go to the steel mill, like for where he worked. So we walked everywhere. My mom had to walk all the way to school just to go like find out what happened. Eventually, my mom got so sick of being called to school, she just stopped going. They're like,
I would too.
and one day she called like my teacher. Her name was Mr. Nascimento. He didn't speak very good Spanish. Well, actually, he didn't speak Spanish at all. And he was in Los Angeles. So he was trying to explain to my mom what I was doing. And because he didn't speak Spanish, this is what he said. He said, haha, and everybody, everybody, haha, and I'm not haha. And then my mom kind of like told me, like, tell him this, decirle que si él es maricón o qué le pasa, and then she was like, what did she say? My mom say, because remember my English, my mom say, are you gay? Because you're acting like gay man. And and that's how that went.
Now I know where you get it from.
So yeah,
Explains everything.
Yeah, my mom was rough. My mom was a rough lady.
Jesus.
So it's just weird shit like that. It had nothing to do with Halloween. I just told these
No, it did not.
for no reason. All right, one more story before we close out. You got an interesting Halloween story?
I have an interesting Halloween costume that'll make you laugh.
Okay, first of all, you can't say that. You can't say have an interesting Halloween costume that'll make you laugh. You got to set the bar low. Because
okay, so it was when I was in high school. And this was, the time when girls were dressing up as animals or like nurses, the sexy Halloween costumes.
Yeah, the sluts.
So I decided to go against that one year. And I decided to be Super Mullet Cow.
Super what?
Mullet Cow.
Super Mullet Cow? What? Like a cow?
I had no costume to go to this party. And so I stole my little brother's cow costume from the year before, and I stole my other brother's Joe Dirt wig. And then I wore a red cape.
And a cape? So you were Super Mullet Cow? That was like the most Idaho costume I've ever heard in my life. I might have seen that superhero rolling around. This looks like a job of just a giant.
Oh, I was the only girl at that party not dressed as a slut, and it was the greatest time.
Do you know how they sent out the bat signal? And it's like, the bat signal's up there for Super Mullet Cow. It's probably like the picture of like a milk bottle and then like a mullet.
No, udders.
Just udders?
Just udders. And then the light is in the shape of a mullet.
Of a mullet, or just a picture of like not even Joe Dirt, just David Spade just standing there like confused. Like why is he on there?
That was the best costume of all time. Wish I still had
Gee,
that costume.
what are you talking about? Just get a cow costume and get a mullet.
I know. I should do that costume again. That was a good one. What was another good one? I dressed up as the nun one year.
The
That was
nun.
just a
Oh,
couple years ago, too.
I was gonna say, like, what was that like last year?
That was 3 years ago. I
You know
dressed up
what's
as the nun.
that lady that plays the nun? She's really ugly.
She's terrifying.
She's like, she didn't even need to put makeup on her. I don't even think they did. I just think they're like,
Mm-mm.
put her in a nun costume, and you look at her like, holy
No,
shit,
they put a lot of makeup on her.
why? Like, she's like, if you look at her with that, unless, see, now I have to
They had to
look it
make her
up.
look dead.
I have to look it up now because what if in my head she doesn't look anything like I'm envisioning her? I'm just imagining her
I'm
just being
wondering if,
ugly.
yeah, I'm wondering if you're not
Let's.
imagining the same person. One of my friends from Oregon just met her at HorrorCon.
Oh no, she's ugly as hell.
You are so rude. What if she's not that bad?
Are you insane? She
She's not that bad.
she's not that bad. She looks like a discount version of the Wizard of Oz witch. Like we couldn't get the green makeup on her.
Oh my God.
Like we could. She was
I hope
allergic.
she never watches this and sues you.
I hope she does.
What if she sues?
But she can't sue me for like. I'd be like, really? You've won? Did you win beauty pageants?
Defamation.
How many times do you walk down defamation? How, like, are you constantly walking down the street and people are going, like that? I'm pretty sure she's probably never heard that sound
Had
before.
to do the one thing I can't do. Thanks for that.
What's the thing?
Whistling.
What, you can't whistle at all?
No.
Try it. Try without
It's not
laughing. Go ahead.
happening. It's not happening.
If you probably go up to her and you go, she probably doesn't even know what that sound means because she's never heard it before in her life. She's like, oh, what is that? She's never heard whistling before. What is that sound you're making with your face?
I almost did it.
That's well. Anyway, the nun. Anyway,
That was a pretty good costume too, actually.
Well, maybe you'll release pictures to the Nightmare Road Facebook page.
I don't even think I have pictures of that.
Oh well. I mean,
I think that was the same year one of my friends dressed up as an old lady and her husband dressed up as her Life Alert. That was pretty funny.
1 year. This wasn't even like around Halloween. I remember 1 year I was walking down the road. I was just walking because I'm like, I'm gonna go to the scene. It's a nice day. I'm gonna start walking. And this one guy pulled over and gave me $1 because he thought I was homeless.
Were you in Portland?
No, because if I was in Portland, if I was covered in feces, then they would assume that I was homeless.
They would just assume you live in Portland.
If I just walked around just like looking insane and like disgusting, they would just assume that I am a person from Oregon, like not even homeless. That's just how all people from
Hey
Portland
now.
Oh. Oregon is fucking disgusting.
Oregon is very pretty. You
really? Where have you been?
Want to live there?
No, yeah. Like, what's your favorite part of Oregon when you're walking on the Syringe Beach? When
the beaches are not like that there.
I was there not too long ago.
I have never found a syringe on a beach in Oregon. Walking around town, yes.
There was signs on the beach that says "Do not walk barefoot," and they had like a picture of a syringe.
How are you?
Portland.
Well, that's not the beach you go walking on in Oregon. You got to go further south.
Yeah, Oregon. No thanks. You can go deeper into Oregon. No thanks. Oregon sucks.
Portland
Anyway,
is the worst part of Oregon to go to. Literally the worst part of Oregon to go to. You
Oregon
gotta
and
go to Cape Ergo type of
Oregon in
coast. You
general
gotta
sucks.
go to
I
Newport,
I
Lincoln
hate
City.
anyone from Oregon. Anybody from Oregon, I hate them.
I lived there for 10 years, you dick.
I hate you too.
I hate you.
No, you
Our
don't.
relationship is over.
So,
Our
I'll be
friendship, God.
I'll be opening up applications for a new co-host for Thursdays. So just submit your resume, and that usually involves a driver's license that's not from Oregon.
Where do I submit my resume?
If you have now or ever had a driver's license from Oregon, need not apply. I'm gonna treat you like the Irish in the 1920s. If Irish, need not apply. So that's it, guys. This Halloween episode was shitty.
I'm gonna beat your ass.
So this episode was brought to you by Loop by Lottie. If you guys type in the promo code Nightmare, you get 15% off of your orders above $30. Also by Groceries and Ghost, the Sean Man. That's not the damn thing. The Sean Man, Ghost Burris. I fucked that up. So with
You fucked that up so bad.
Groceries and Ghosts, go check that out at Shadow Nation Podcast on YouTube or ShadowNationPodcast.com. It's got a website now, so go ahead and check that out.
That was a
What
little
else?
bit better, but still, you fucked that up.
Yeah, it's fine. Or downloading the Para Erotic with Nate, Paranormal Nate Static. So go check him out at Paranormal Unveiled. So just type that up. You can watch that beautiful man. I watch him all the time. What?
Your guys' relationship, it's a beautiful thing. It really
Thank you.
is.
Thank you.
No problem. Anytime.
And I
Always
think
support you.
oh, thanks. Also, T Public, go ahead and I got some new designs out there that I'm working on. There's also some new ones, so go check it out. I have all kinds of
Hold on.
cool.
I have it this time. I took it inside and washed it, everybody. Boom.
Yeah, it's such a lame design. Oh,
No,
that's
it's
cool.
not. This is my favorite design. You didn't know it was that we have zip ups? Yeah, we have zip ups, guys.
Oh, I didn't know. See how much cough really hard.
No.
Whatever. Anyway, so that's about it, guys. So thank you for joining us on this dumpster fire that we call Nightmare Road. And remember, guys, to always look both ways, especially if you're a gay pirate.
What? Why?